Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Kevin Collins has been on General Hospital for decades as well as its spin-off, so he has quite a lot of history newer viewers might not be aware of. The character was introduced back in 1993, played by actor John Lindstrom. From 1997 to 2003, Kevin was a main character on Port Charles, and in 2004 he made a cameo appearance at Lila Quartermain's funeral. Lindstrom returned to GH in 2013 on a recurring basis, although when he was unavailable to film in 2015. The role was briefly recast with Anthony Stark. But despite his life being threatened more than once, Kevin takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Psychiatrist Kevin Collins arrived in Port Charles in the hopes of treating his identical twin, serial killer Ryan Chamberlain. After visiting his brother in the mental hospital numerous times, Kevin was knocked out by Ryan, who switched places with him. Thankfully, Kevin managed to escape and rushed to stop Ryan from detonating a bomb at Mac and Felicia's wedding. After being locked up again, Ryan escaped once more and impersonated Kevin to abduct Felicia's daughter, Georgie Jones. Kevin helped rescue the little girl but felt guilty when Ryan died in a fire. Kevin began a relationship with Lucy Coe, and she stuck by him as he investigated his troubled past with Ryan and their abusive mother. He suffered a breakdown, during which time he stalked and kidnapped Felicia. After she agreed to drop the charges, Kevin began treatment and lost his medical license. He then wrote a novel called General Homicide, which became a bestseller, and also a blueprint for a real killer. Kevin teamed up with Mac to solve the mystery and was stabbed by Greg Cooper, the murderer. After recovering, Kevin proposed to Lucy, but he called off the wedding when he learned about Lucy's involvement in the car accident that left Serena Baldwin blind. He later changed his mind, but when he tracked down Lucy, he found out she was involved with Scotty Baldwin. Finding comfort with Dr. Eve Lambert, Kevin began dating her, and they eventually tied the knot. But she was drawn to another doctor, Ian Thornhart, and their marriage fell apart. Next, his past caught up to him when Rachel Locke, the sister of his ex, Grace, came to town intent on ruining his life. While treating Livy Locke, Kevin discovered that she was not Rachel's daughter but Grace's, and that he was her father. Things got even crazier when Kevin struggled to protect Livy from a vampire named Caleb Morley. Kevin and Lucy were married and he was presumed dead, but she was able to rescue her husband from the other side. Kevin returned to Port Charles in 2013 to help Lucy, who had stabbed John McBain, believing him to be Caleb. He reconnected with his friends, and although he treated Lucy, they eventually split up when he found out she was having an affair with Scotty. He also treated other Port Charles residents like Lewis Spencer and Jason Morgan, really Drew Kane. Helping Laura Weber unravel the clues left to her by Helena Cassadine led Kevin to join the Spencers on an adventure that left him shot by Valentin Cassadine when he tried to save Laura's life. This brought the two together, and Laura and Kevin were married at Christmas in 2017. But things took a turn when Kevin visited his very much alive brother Ryan in Ferncliff, where the serial killer again switched places with him. While Kevin was locked up in the mental hospital, Ryan decimated his life, divorcing Laura and killing again. Kevin went blind temporarily like all the other twins in Port Charles, but couldn't have his sight restored until he managed to escape with Laura's help. Kevin managed to avoid legal charges for harboring a dangerous fugitive, and even Laura forgave him for keeping Ryan a secret from everyone. Although Ryan had been presumed dead, Kevin was one of the many people in town who refused to believe it, even when he and Laura received the killer's hand in a package. Although he and Laura were back on track, Kevin agreed to pretend to date Ava Jerome in order to lure Ryan back to Port Charles to face justice. But when it worked, Ryan knocked out his brother and left Kevin dangling from the rafters in a straitjacket at the nurses' ball. Thankfully, Kevin survived, and Ryan was brought to justice. Ryan got his license reinstated and returned to work, advising Ava on breaking free of Ryan's grip and testifying that Franco Baldwin was mentally competent to make his own medical decisions despite believing he was Drew Kane. He also supported Laura as she dealt with the villainous Cyrus Renault, especially once he and Martin Gray were revealed to be her brothers. When Ryan was diagnosed with locked-in syndrome, Kevin reassured those suspicious that he was unlikely to be able to fake the condition. Kevin was also forced to say goodbye to Laura temporarily when she and Martin went into witness protection to keep them safe from Cyrus. Kevin posted bail for Spencer Cassadine when he was arrested for harassing Ava and urged him to get a job and turn his life around. Suspicious of Spencer's girlfriend, Esmond Prince, Kevin called Spring Ridge to restrict her access to Ryan. She later questioned Kevin about his serial killer brother, claiming to be doing a project for college, but he warned her to steer clear of the guy. When she ignored him, Kevin had Esmond fired from Spring Ridge and barred her from seeing Ryan. He also tried to help Elizabeth Weber uncover repressed memories from her youth by putting her under hypnosis. Kevin joined Laura in helping Valentine get Charlotte away from Victor's men in Switzerland and bring her back to Port Charles. When Ryan broke out of Spring Ridge with Heather Weber, the duo went to Windermere where their reign of terror came to an end. Heather was arrested while Ryan was shot dead by Dante. After helping Laura deliver Esmond's baby, Kevin had a private moment with his brother's corpse to say goodbye. The shrink wasn't able to help Ned Quartermaine when a head injury left him believing he was Eddie Main, but Kevin was able to assist Laura again when they went to Chechnya in search of a missing Nicolas Cassadine. The trail led them to Cassadine Island and then to a Swiss bank where they at least found evidence that Nick was still alive and in hiding. Once back in Port Charles, Kevin resumed work and treated Charlotte Cassadine after she begun acting out and later shared his concerns with Laura that the preteen was leaning heavily into the Cassadine side of her heritage. As 2024 began, Kevin joined family and friends in mourning Bobby's death. Esmond and Ace had been living with Laura and Kevin, but after Spencer gave Ace to Nicholas, Esmond was so determined to get her son back that she assaulted Kevin and put him in the hospital to get him out of her way. After Esmond and Spencer were presumed dead in Paris, Nicholas returned Ace to Laura and asked that she and Kevin adopt the boy so he would be raised by good parents. Kevin also treated Marshall Ashford and helped him understand why he had been misdiagnosed with schizophrenia. After Heather was treated for cobalt poisoning, Kevin felt that her behavior had dramatically changed and supported Laura looking into getting her conviction overturned with this new evidence of cobalt poisoning. In August, Kevin joined Laura on a trip to Africa to try to find Lucky because Lulu was in desperate need of a liver donor. Stay tuned to see how Kevin's story continues.